Moving on, we're asking questions about the impact here in the Miami Valley for projects being planned in Washington. And joining me to talk about all this is Congressman Mike Turner of Ohio's 10th District. Thank you so much for joining us on your holiday break, Congressman Turner. Let's start with some recent authorizations from D.C., the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act. What does that mean for Wright Pat?
Well, this has been a very important year because we're just coming off of the expansion at the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, which was a $200 million expansion. They're going to have the ribbon cutting soon this year. And two child care facilities that we have secured that are total about $50 million, a preschool and an after school. And then we have high needs for acquisition arm at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They've not had new or updated facilities in a long time. We were able to secure $20 million to do the design and engineering phase of that project. Once that is complete, we'll have a $200 million project that'll get started and will mean, of course, not only that we solidify that mission here at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, but the men and women will have a quality place to work.
You know, just the impact of Wright-Pat, you see the tentacles of Wright-Pat well off of the base as well. And we saw you last week as the Ohio Mission Acceleration Center had a ceremony, the Department of Defense opening that up in downtown last week. What does that mean, not just for Dayton, but what does that mean as well for Wright-Pat in the Department of Defense ultimately?
Right, so this was a big deal because there were only 5 locations chosen throughout the entire country. This is not an Air Force project, this is Department of Defense. So they only picked 5 across the country. They see us as excelling in the ability to take innovation and drive it into the mission for the Department of Defense. So many times businesses wait to hear from the Department of Defense when they do a solicitation, a request for proposal, where the Department of Defense specifies what it is that they need. That's not a very good way to innovate or to be able to be the military of tomorrow. So they're looking at flipping that. How can they get people to knock on their door that they know have opportunities for innovation that they can apply right away to the battlefield?
All right, let's go to Washington for a second, Congressman. We're hearing so much about funding about Israel and Ukraine. The Senate is in D.C. The House is on break. You're here. What's the status of that? And would the House go back to D.C. for a vote if needed?
Right, we would go back if needed. What the holdup really here is right now is the administration. They proposed a national security package that had funding for Ukraine, Israel, Asia, which largely is identified as Taiwan, and our southern border here because it's obviously a national security threat. Director Wray of the FBI has been saying that it's a national security threat. The administration, though, only provided funding. The House has been very clear that if we're going to take up the issue of the southern border, we want the border to close. We want to return back to when people in the prior administration were not able to cross the border, the Remain in Mexico policies, and other policies that ensured that we didn't have the mass migration. We've had 6 million people who have crossed the border during the Biden administration. Now, this needs to stop. The Biden administration needs to stop it also, so it's to their benefit, and we need them to come to the table with solid proposals, and then this package can move.
All right, we're up against it. We only have 15 seconds left, Congressman. People want to know, is this going to get done?
Oh, absolutely. I think that, but the administration has got to come to the table in a meaningful way, and when they do, this will be finished.
All right, Congressman Mike Turner, home for the holidays. Great to have you back in the Miami Valley over your Christmas break. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and have a great holidays.
Great, thank you.